Klaus gave me a bundle of those things I was looking at. There's some dog around here that doesn't like me around. Hey dog, I have to sit somewhere to finish this interview. And I am going to take a little bite out of this. Hey, I know, maybe this dog wants a piece. These things are connected. Come on over, dog. Here you go. Oh, wow. What is that? Here you go. Come on, Pedro. Ven para acá. Ven para acá. Ven para acá para tomar tu vitamina. Okay, well, there you go. I'm not sure. I feel like I'm eating something that is an experience. I wish I would have asked him how to eat these things.
Hola, perro. ¿Qué tal? ¿Bien? ¿Tienes hambre? Sí, tienes hambre. ¿Quieres salchicha? ¿Salchicha?
Sí,
dice el perro.
but I'm having trouble finding it. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está la salchicha? Quiero la salchicha.
Aquí. Have some salchicha de Alemania. No, behind you. Behind you. Oye, can you count in alemán or anything like that?
¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está la salchicha? Well, there you go, kids. You know it's good. He's not giving up. Today we're going to head over to Oldenburg, Indiana, where many of my ancestors lived and were laid to rest in the cemetery there. And this lesson is about how language can disappear over time. You see, my mother was a German, but she didn't speak German. Her parents did. Now, where did that language go? Well, today we'll take a look at all of this, and we'll find that it's pretty hard to find people around that town who speak German unless you look in the cemetery. Okay, we're coming up on Oldenburg, exit 149, and we are going to turn left when we get off of this exit. If we turned right, we turn into some of the same kind of territory where lots and lots of Germans settled. Things have changed here a lot over the past 30 years. I did a story for a magazine on this town, Oldenburg. Oldenburg, Indiana, named by the German settlers here long, long ago after a place in Germany named Oldenburg. You know, when the Spanish-speaking people came into this country years ago, a lot of it they called New Spain. So it's normal for people to name things after their old countries, that is, the countries they came from. Just like we have New England, New Mexico, New Jersey. Here we come, right into Oldenburg. Now, one of the things that interests me today is a blacksmith shop that has disappeared. I interviewed this man who was in his 80s years ago, the first time I went to college. And he was a retired blacksmith. You know, he knew how to make horseshoes and other things out of metal that he heated up. I'm going to turn on the road where I think I interviewed him. I'm sure it was right here. But we won't see the blacksmith shop anymore. Hope you're not getting too dizzy with this. Now, the way I remember it, the blacksmith shop was somewhere on the right. And it seems that the house was somewhere on this side of the road here. The blacksmith shop somewhere over here. But I don't see it. I had pictures, but I sent it to a historian, and he lost them. Boy, do I regret that. Well, let's drive up here just a little ways and see what we can see. I just don't see it. Well, let's go up here a little bit. But I'm sure it was back there. Huh. I don't see anything like that. Well, I'm trying to work our way back into Oldenburg. I got off just a little bit by turning off to find that blacksmith shop, and now I don't know where I am. There are some old houses around here. Whoops. This one's going no. Where? Well, I don't know. Let's see where it goes. Well, that doesn't go anywhere. I feel like I'm back in the 1800s. No, I'm wrong. The blacksmith shop was right there, and he lived right over here with some of his family, a brother and a sister. My wife was with me. We stopped at a gas station and talked to a man who has lived here all his life. He said the German speakers are gone. He said the old blacksmith shop had been here on the left. No wonder I couldn't see anything left of it. Not only had the building and everything in it been sold and moved piece by piece miles away, but a new house sat on top of where it had been. Then we stopped in at a restaurant to ask where the Germans were. One of the owners, a woman who has lived here all her life, said there wasn't anything German about the town anymore. The street signs are in German and English, but that's all. No one in town speaks the language. The woman said not even the food in the restaurant is German. It has a German name, but she said they tried cooking German food once a week until several years ago, and then stopped because people didn't want it. The children of the old Germans didn't eat it. My wife and I went to the cemetery. I now realized that this is where I would find the Germans, the old Germans who lived and spoke the way of life and the language of Germany. This is where my old relatives were laid to rest. I came here when I was a kid, and it seemed almost as far away as Germany. I loved it. Here they are. This is not sad. This is not bad either. I'm just looking at some history and realizing where the German part of my family went. It's not a bad thing. I'm just here to understand more of who I am and where I came from. I'm enjoying this very much. When I was 12, I walked through this cemetery with my mother, and I felt terribly sad. But she didn't, and now I know why. Don't be afraid of this. Here's a happy thing. I can't believe it. My great-grandpa Riedeman's gravestone, and my great-grandma's too. I never knew them. They were way too old, and I never thought I would get to see their gravestones. They have the same one.
Their names are on it. I can't believe this. This is like finding something really rare. My great-grandpa came from Germany and fought in the Civil War in the United States way back in the 1860s. Maybe my mother showed me this stone once, but I don't remember it. Suddenly I feel like I'm in a time machine, and I like the feeling. I'm up close to my great-grandparents who spoke and lived in their German-American way. This was a short visit. Not much to see, but what I saw was great to see, and I want to return with more of my family soon.
So we leave Oldenburg behind. It's been a really interesting day for me, connecting in a way that I've never done before with Germany, with my ancestors from another land, another language. It's been a good time, not a sad time.